Daniel 2. Here you go. Let's read. You, O king, were looking, and behold, there was a single great image. You saw an image. That image was large and of extraordinary splendor, was rising up in front of you, and its appearance was awesome. The head of that image was made of fine gold. He's going to explain what this is. Remember what the head is. Head of gold. Its breasts and arms of silver. Okay. Its belly and its thighs of bronze. So the head was gold, breast, arms, silver, belly, thighs, bronze. Its legs of iron. So from the knee down, it's iron, right? Okay. Its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. All right. So let's count here. Head, 1. Breasts and arms, silver, 2. Its belly and thighs, bronze, 3. Legs of iron, 4. These are going to be 4 kingdoms. But then it says the feet are partly of iron and partly of clay. So it's going to be a divided kingdom, not steady, not sturdy. You continued looking, but then something more amazing showed up. You continued looking until a stone was cut out without hands, meaning it wasn't a human kingdom established by human power. This stone struck the image on its feet of iron clay and crushed them. Then the iron, kingdom number 1 of gold, right? The clay, iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold. He's going from bottom to top. So when the feet of iron clay was smashed, the iron, right? The legs, the clay, right? The bronze, what was the bronze? That was the belly and thighs. What was the silver? The breasts and arms. And the gold was the head, were crushed all at the same time and became like chaff from the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away so that not a trace of them was found. But the stone that struck the image became a great mountain, filled the whole earth. Now, pay attention. Now he's going to explain it. You guys ready for the explanation? He now explains. What's the head of gold? All right, let's see. The head of gold. This was the dream. Now we will say its interpretation for the king. We meaning I and my three friends who prayed and the God who made it known through us. You, O king, are the king of kings, to whom the God of heaven has given the kingdom, the power and the strength and the glory. Meaning you would not be the greatest of all kings, subjecting all kings, if God wasn't pleased to allow you and enable you to conquer. It comes from him, not from you or your gods. Watch here. And wherever the sons of men inhabit, wherever there are humans, he has given them into your hands and made you rule with the power over all of them, right? Sons of men inhabit, or the beasts of the field, or the birds of the sky. He has given them into your hand. They're under your control. You are the head of gold. So the head of gold is you, Babylon. Kingdom number 1. But after you, there will rise another kingdom inferior to you, then another third kingdom of bronze, which will rule with power over all the earth. Now notice, this other kingdom is the kingdom of silver. Medes, Persia, the Medes and the Parthians. That's the second kingdom. The third kingdom of bronze, which will rule with power over all the earth, that's Alexander of Macedonia, the Macedonian kingdom, the Greek Empire. If you read Daniel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, especially when you start at 8, you're told that the third kingdom is the Macedonian kingdom of Alexander the Greek, and he's even described as a shaggy goat, whereas the second kingdom, that second kingdom is the Medes and Parthians, Medes, Persia. So what's the fourth kingdom? Then there will be a fourth kingdom as strong as iron, the Roman Empire. Roman Empire, inasmuch as iron crushes and shatters all things, so like iron that breaks in pieces, it will crush and break all these in pieces. Now, so here it says, you see what the kingdoms were, but let me show you the notes. Here, New American Bible Revised Edition. Here you go. Let's see here. Look at their notes. Look how their notes will affect you. Watch here. Here, look. The 4 successive kingdoms, New American Bible Revised Edition. And this apocalyptic perspective are the Babylonian, gold, the Median, silver, Persian. You see what they did? Hellenistic. See what they did? They divided the Median and Persian empires as two separate kingdoms. So they have the fourth kingdom being that of Macedonia, the Greeks. Do you see what they're doing? And they'll tell you in their notes, this is a 2nd century BC work, not a 6th century BC work. Now, the NAT will tell you there are two views among scholars. Well, I don't care about the two views. Give us the right view. And I'm going to give you the right view in a minute. Here, watch here. What are the 4 successive kingdoms? Okay. Here you go. Daniel 2:39. The identity of the first kingdom is clearly Babylon. The identification of the following 3 kingdoms is disputed. The common view is that they represent Media, Persia, and Greece. Most conservative scholars identify them as Media, Persia, that's the second, Greece, and Rome. All right, which one's the correct one? They don't tell you. Okay, which one is right? But they give it away. Who believes that the second empire kingdom is Media, Persia combined? Then the third is Greece, and then the fourth Rome? Conservative scholars, most of them. So you see how much work I had to put into this? Now let me show you, according to Daniel, the 4 kingdoms are Babylon 1, Medes, Persia 2, Greece 3, Roman Empire 4, because Daniel tells you that the second kingdom is the Medes and Persians combined. All right. Daniel 5:28. Paris, your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes Persians in your face. The Babylonian Empire is told, the second kingdom coming to conquer you, Medes and Persians. Medes, Persians, right? Now here, Daniel 6:8. Now, O king, establish the injunction and sign the written document, so it may not be changed according to the law of the Medes Persians. Did you catch it? Which may not be revoked. Oh, really? Daniel 6:12. Medes Persians are one. They're one. Then they came near and said before the king, concerning king's injunction, did you not sign an injunction that any man who seeks to make a petition any god or man besides you, O king, for 30 days is to be cast into the lions den? The king answered and said, the word is certain according to the law of the Medes Persians. How many times must you read in Daniel, the Medes and Persians are one kingdom? They're one and the same. Really? How about Daniel 8:3? A vision of the shaggy goat. Then I lifted my eyes and looked, behold, a ram which had 2 horns, right? 2 horns. Then the angel's going to tell Daniel what the 2 horns are. One ram with 2 horns was standing in front of the canal. Now, the 2 horns were long, but one was longer than the other, with the longer one coming up last. Okay, who is it? Here you go. Daniel 8:20. The ram which you saw with the 2 horns is the kings of the Media Persia. You caught it? Black and white. The one ram with 2 horns, Mede, Persia. They're one kingdom. Mede, Persia. And the shaggy goat that destroys them is said to be Alexander, king of Macedonia. So now we know what the second kingdom is, right? It's the Medes Persians. Okay? But after you will arise another kingdom inferior to you. That's the Medes Persians, Medes, Parthians. Kingdom number 2. Then another third kingdom of bronze. That's Alexander, Macedonia, the Greek Empire, which ruled with power over all the earth. Then there'll be a fourth kingdom. That's Rome, as strong as iron. And as much as iron crushes and shatters all things, so like iron that breaks in pieces, it will crush and break all these in pieces. Now in that you saw the feet and toes, partly of potter's clay and partly of iron. It will be a divided kingdom, meaning eventually the Roman kingdom will be divided. And that happened historically, and it's happening till now. It's no longer unified. And as the toes of the feet were partly of iron, partly of clay, so some of the kingdom will be strong and part of it will be brittle. And in that you saw the iron mixed with common clay. They will combine with one another in the seed of men. but they will not cling to one another, even as iron does not combine with clay. They'll be divided, and that happened historically. Eastern part of Rome became weak because of division and because of opposition and because of onslaught, so on and so forth, though the Western Hemisphere was more unified, right? So now notice it says, during the time when this fourth kingdom has rose to prominence, these other kingdoms destroyed but not wiped out of existence. And that will be clear in Daniel 7. In the days of those kings, notice during this time, the God of heaven will cause a kingdom to rise up, which will never be destroyed. And that kingdom will not be left for another people. This is the key. They're thinking this is Islam. During these four kingdoms, the fourth kingdom eventually become weak and not strong and divided. But during these four kingdoms, during the fourth kingdom, this stone, not made with hands, that grew to become a huge mountain, that is another kingdom. But it will start blossoming and manifesting during the fourth kingdom, when the other kingdoms, though destroyed of their power, have not been wiped out, they still exist. Then this stone, which is another kingdom that's not from the earth but from heaven, right? In those days, the God of heaven will cause a kingdom to rise up, which will never be destroyed, and that kingdom will not be left for another people. It will crush and put an end to all these kingdoms, but it will stand forever. This is about the Messiah. Inasmuch as you saw that a stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it crushed the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and gold, the great God has made known to the king what will happen in the future. So the dream is certain and its interpretation is trustworthy. And then we're going to go into Daniel 7, and you're going to see it's about Jesus Christ establishing the kingdom at the time of Rome when it was in power, and his kingdom would be established at that time and slowly spread and increase until he returns. How do I know? So Daniel tells you that during the time of the fourth kingdom, Rome, as it becomes divided, God of heaven establishes a kingdom. This will never be destroyed. A kingdom not left for anyone else to dispossess. That kingdom, that stone, will destroy all the kingdoms, but that kingdom will remain forever. And that stone cut out of the mountain will destroy the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and gold. Okay? And that kingdom, which is a stone not made by hands, that kingdom, right, will become a great mountain. It'll go from a stone and become huge as a mountain, slowly filling the earth. So right there, God already told you, the beginning of the kingdom starts during the Roman reign, but it will slowly advance, slowly increase, and slowly fill the whole earth until it becomes a huge mountain. And that is the kingdom that cannot be destroyed. And that's the kingdom of the Son of Man. I kept looking in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one like a son of man was coming, came up to the Ancient of Days, came here, was given this a dominion and kingdom. All nations, not some, all languages, in every language, even Arabic, even you Muslims, he owns you. All peoples will serve him. His kingdom is everlasting. His kingdom will not be taken away. His kingdom will not be destroyed. This is the king who established that kingdom during the time of Rome, because that is the stone made without human hands. That is the kingdom that can never be destroyed, can never be dispossessed, and last forever. Has nothing to do with Islam.